So yesterday we have studied about the marketing management and different philosophies, so different type of concepts about the marketing management. Next important topic that we have to study is about the marketing mix. Okay, marketing mix. Marketing mix refers to the aggregate of policies formulated with the view of successfully completing the different marketing activities. For instance, regarding quality of a product, policy of the company may be to produce three different qualities: top quality, medium quality and ordinary quality. The objective of this policy may be to attract all type of customers. So like that, different companies will have different type of policies towards the different type of things that they are doing about the product or about the pricing strategy. Okay, so different type of things are there, so different decisions are there. So all these type of decisions are grouped together and all combined together, all decisions or policies combined together, it is called as a marketing mix. Okay, so there are mainly four parts are there, four things are there included in the marketing mix, and they are known as 4 P's. So, all the letters are starting with all the words are starting with P, so it is called as 4 P's. There are like 4 pillars, like 4 P's are there. Okay, so there is a definition for the marketing mix. According to Dr. R.S. They were the policies adopted by manufacturers to attain success in the market constitute the marketing mix. All the policies that the companies have taken for attaining success, okay, that is included in the marketing mix. Another definition is there. According to Philip Kotler, the firm's tasked to find the best setting for its marketing decisions variables. This setting constitutes its marketing mix. So the best decision, which will be the best way to achieve the higher amount of profits. Okay, so that all these decisions are included in the marketing mix. It is clear from the above definition that the marketing mix is the set of policies prepared on the best of decisions with regard to different marketing activities. So there are different types of or different parts of this one. So the first one is called a product. So there are 4 P's are there. That is like a product, promotion, price and place. 3 things are there. Okay. So the first one is about the product. Generally the meaning of product is considered as a physical thing like a mobile set, a book, a lipstick, etc. But from marketing viewpoint, a product means everything which satisfies the need of its buyer. Okay, so anything which can satisfy the need of a buyer, that is called a product. Okay, so a product means any material or anything which can satisfy the need of a customer. So we are in need of a thing. So when we are able to satisfy that, so it is called as a product. Okay, so product does not literally mean, so like simply when we say about a product, we consider product as like a things like a pen, okay, or a book or a mobile. Okay, these all are products. But in business terms, not only these, like a travel, like if we want to travel from here to Delhi, okay, so there is a ticket, so the service provider, that is also considered as a product. Or an insurance, like the company is providing you insurance, that is also considered like a product. So anything that can satisfy the need of a customer, that is called as a product. So the nature of a product, from the buyer's point of view, product is that thing which he can get from the seller. So it is a kind of thing that we get from the seller. So you go into the shop and purchase things. So from the point of view of a customer, a product means anything that you can get from a seller or from a shop. Product can be both physical things and services. Both are included in this one. Okay, not only the material products, but when you mostly consider, when you think about a product or when you hear the name of a product, many things comes into our mind is a material thing, any object. But it is not only, the material things are also included, but the services are there. There are some intangible services. Okay, so like education. Okay, it is a kind of product. So the school is selling the service, so the teaching is the education is the service that the school is selling. It is the product that we are giving. There is no any material giving but the education is provided, you know. Or if you are going to a hospital, the healthcare facilities that they are providing, that is the product that they are selling, okay. And recharge, it is also kind of service, but like already there is something, you know, like a recharge coupon or something, it can be there in as a representative, okay. Or if we are doing online, this is also can be called as like that, okay. So it is like that. So anything that can satisfy the need of a customer. Then the buyer purchase not the product but the contentment from the product. So when we are purchasing, the main important quality of this product is that we are not purchasing just the product, but we purchase a satisfaction from that product, isn't it? So the thing that we are purchasing is the satisfaction from that product, isn't it? So just see, like if you are feeling thirsty and if you want to drink water, so you can drink any water. You can drink water from a small like a hand pump. That is also there, you know. So but you may not feel much amount of satisfaction, or you may not feel much amount of security. So you know, see, like there it may not be pure water, there may be contaminated water or dirty water like that. So we may not be feeling comfortable to drink there. So at that time we can purchase a bottled water, you know. So both are water and both can satisfy the need, but the satisfaction that we are getting is different. You know, so when we are purchasing a product, we are not just purchasing a product, but we are purchasing a satisfaction. You know, so that satisfaction or the contentment, happiness that we are getting out of the product. So that is what we purchase. You know, so like when you are purchasing a shirt or a jacket. So purpose of jacket, what is the purpose of purchasing a jacket? To protect ourselves from cold. You know, that is our purpose. But then why we are purchasing it very attractive, like a formal one or a very attractive ones? Not only the look, not only the purpose that it is giving, but it is also giving a social status, isn't it? So the way that we are wearing, if you are wearing a very old or a torn jacket, even though inside it will be very much powerful, okay, and it will be able to work. But outside, if it is torn and dirty and so on, then we will not feel like to wear. It gives us social status, or if we are wearing and coming this dress, so it will give us a value in the society. Isn't it? So that is the satisfaction that we are getting. And if we are wearing any other low quality dress, then also it can protect us from cold or things like that. But it will not give that much amount of satisfaction to us when we are wearing an old dress, and if you are going for a marriage function, you don't feel much comfortable there, isn't it? So, but if you are wearing a very attractive dress, and if you are going for a marriage function and all of the people are looking at you and they are seeing how very nice you are looking, so nice. So if you feel, somebody says like that, we feel very much comfortable, isn't it? So that satisfaction is the one we are purchasing. Along with the product, we purchase this satisfaction also. So then types of satisfaction received. So there are three types of satisfaction is there that we are receiving. Okay, when you purchase a product, first satisfaction that we are getting is the functional satisfaction. As I told you, when you are purchasing a jacket, you get a comfort, like you are getting protection from the cold. That is the functional satisfaction, isn't it? So to wear a shirt and cover the body with it is an example of a functional satisfaction. So that is a function of a shirt, a function of a jacket is to protect ourselves from a cold. Okay, so that is a functional satisfaction. Then next one is psychological satisfaction. To feel more confident and active after wearing the shirt provides psychological satisfaction. See, like if you are purchasing very nice one, if you imagine that you are going for a marriage function, or if you are going to present a speech, okay, on the stage. So imagine that, see, like if you are if it is your annual day is there, or like a farewell day is there, or some special occasion, and you are asked, you are given permission that you can wear any dress. Okay, so which type of dress you will wear? You will wear the best dress that you are having, isn't it? So you wear this dress, so functional satisfaction is over any dress. If you wear a 200 rupees shirt, then also it can protect our body, isn't it? So just cover our nakedness, that is the purpose of a shirt, so that can be possible. But when you wear a very nice dress, very nice jacket and a nice pant and shoes and everything like that, and after that you are wearing, you feel a lot amount of confidence, isn't it? So when you are wearing, like early morning when you get up and take bath and wear a new dress, nicely good dress if you wear, if you are then you feel a lot amount of freshness, isn't it? So you feel a confidence in that. Do you feel like that? Isn't it? If you are going for a marriage function, or if you are going for any functions like that, or if you are going to meet someone special, some of your maybe some close ones, if you want to meet, you wear a special dress, isn't it? So you don't wear a common dress when you go to meet somebody. So if you want to meet someone special, you will wear a special dress, isn't it? So you want to be more attractive than as you are, isn't it? So normally you are there. So if you are going simply for a market, if you are going, you will wear a common dress and go. But when you want to meet someone special, or when you want to see somebody, at that time you wear the best dress that you have. So it gives a confidence, isn't it? It gives a psychological satisfaction. Okay, say like if you are using a mobile phone, so the mobile phone that you are using is just like a purpose of mobile phone is that you have to make a phone call, you have to message somebody, all these things are there. So for that you can purchase some 3,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees a mobile. If you have purchased, then your work will done. There is no an issue. But when you are using, see like if you are holding a mobile phone, if you are holding an Apple mobile phone and standing in front of somebody, you feel a little comfortable, you know, so you feel so much that you are something special. Okay, so that is the next category it is coming. Social satisfaction. Okay, getting recognition after wearing the shirt from the group is known as people is a social satisfaction. So when you wear, as I told you, like if you are wearing a dress, very nice jacket if you are wearing, or a suit you are wearing and going for a function, marriage function there, then everybody start looking at you, you know, so you will get you will become the center of attraction there. Okay, so then you feel a lot amount of satisfaction, you know. So imagine that if today morning if I am coming for class and if I am riding a Ferrari car and coming and stopping here, then everybody will start looking who is this fellow. Or if I am going to the market with a Ferrari car and red color Ferrari, so if I am going there in the market, everybody will start looking who is this fellow. So that attraction is there. Or imagine that you are, say like your marriage function is there and you are invited there and you are going there with a very new, brand new car, or you are wearing a very attractive dress, or you are holding an Apple mobile phone and you are going there. Okay, you stand there, you make a phone call, mostly you hold your hand little up, and take your taking selfie like that, or taking mobile calling or making video call, and show that you are having this one, So these things are there, so it will give you a social satisfaction. Do you understand? So there are 3 satisfactions are there. Okay, so when you purchase a product, any product, like if you purchase a shirt, if you purchase a 300 rupees shirt, if you purchase a 500 rupees shirt, 1000 rupees shirt, 5000 rupees shirt, any shirt can give you the functional satisfaction. First satisfaction it will give you. It protect yourself from the nakedness, and if you like a jacket, if you are purchasing, if it is very much cold, if somewhat quite good quality dress is there, that can protect us from cold. There is no any problem. But if it is not a very a low quality one, and say like you purchase a jacket but you are not much confident, you feel that this it is somewhere it is a little tight and you feel that it will tear somewhere, so you are holding very awkward like that, so you will not, since it is not like fitting like, or you might have borrowed from somebody else and you are wearing it and you are not feeling that comfortable there, so if you are not so if it is not properly suiting, or if it is a low quality one, then you do not feel comfortable, so you don't feel that confidence. So such kind of things are there. And when you are wearing a very nice, very attractive dress or very attractive product which is having, or like a car or whatever things that we are purchasing, should be giving a social attention, so that will give a social satisfaction. So there are 3 satisfaction that we are getting. Okay, then next we have to study like a product attributes concept. When we think about a product, generally it refers to only the tangible attributes of a product. Example, we say we have bought a bike, but while we take a buying decision, we, along with the tangible attributes, also consider the tangible, intangible attributes of a product. The example of intangible attributes are a brand name, image of the company, guarantee, warranty, packaging, and many other such attributes. Therefore, in marketing, a product is a mixture of tangible and intangible attributes which are capable of being exchanged for a consideration and satisfy the customer's needs. So there are some hidden quality, like when we purchase a product, we also purchase these qualities also. So like if you are purchasing a bike, just as a bike you are purchasing, but there is a brand name there, so a logo there, and the brand value of this product is there, and it will give you like some guarantees given, some value added services are provided. All these things together we are purchasing. So along with the material thing, we purchase some intangible attributes also. Okay, so we are next we have to study is about the elements of a marketing mix. So there are, as I told you, there are 4 P's, 4 parts are there: product, promotion, price, and place. So there are 4 points are there, and each point it is little elaborately discussed. So if it is asked about a marketing mix, so you have to write about like a product, promotion, price and place. And if it is like a 4-mark question, if it is asked, then you have to write what is a product. Then about product you have to write a little bit. Then about a promotion, so you have to write 1 paragraph about that. So such a way it is there. So when you study, it's like each point are elaborated, like one point is coming out, at least 2-3 pages are there. After that, after 2-3 pages only next mix is coming, like price mix is there. Okay, so all this it is coming like that. So you have to study these things, and according to the question you have to write. Okay, so if it is asked about what are the elements of marketing mix, or what is marketing mix means, you have to write all these 4, and only about a product, or if when you study about a product, there are all other qualities that you are studying that you need not write, but you have to write additionally about only this, about like what is a product mix, what is place mix, what is promotion mix, and such a way you have to write. Understood? Okay. Now we study about first one, that is a product mix. Product mix refers to all the decisions relating to the product. So now we studied about what is a product, and what is the quality of product, and what is the satisfaction that we are getting. So all the decisions related to the product is coming in the category of a product mix. Product mix means all the decisions related to the product. What should be the shape of the product, what should be the size of the product, what should be the brand name, or all these type of attributes or qualities related to the product is coming in the product mix. Okay, these decisions are mainly with regard to the branding, packaging, labeling, color, design, quality, size, and after sales services and weight of the product. These decisions play an important role in attracting the customers to the product. The detailed description of branding, packaging, and labeling is given below. So there are many qualities, many attributes are there, and out of that few things are elaborated here. Okay, explained there. So these things we have to study. These things we will be studying in the future also. Like when you go for a degree, you go for PG, all these things you will have to study. So in marketing chapter will be very much important. So you have to study about that. So you can study in the future about these things. Okay. So first one we have to study is about a branding. Okay. So have you heard of a brand? What is a brand, or what do you understand by a brand? Okay. What do you know about brand? Huh? It is the name of a product. Okay, brand means a name. Okay, just a name of the product. Like if you are going to purchase like a shoe, okay, you can say like Adidas, Reebok, Nike, then what, Woodland. Okay, so these are the names, these are the brands. So different brand names are there. Okay, so these are called as the brand. So making this brand as a very special one. Okay, so that is the branding process. So branding refers to that process through which a distinct identification of the product is established. Okay, so we can just see, like if you look at a product, you can easily identify that this product is belonging to this particular company. Okay, so making a product different from others. Okay, by the color used there, by the look, appearance, the shape, all these things will be different. See, like if Adidas is there, then it has got a particular style of writing. Any other company cannot follow the same writing. So that it has got a brand emblem or a symbol. All these things are. Some companies are even using some particular color. Like imagine that, say, like if you consider like Cadbury biscuits, they use like almost like a chocolate or a dairy milk. So dairy milk is using a particular color. And that color any other company is not using. Kit Kat is using mostly red color. So that color is used only by Kit Kat. Other companies are not able to use. Okay, that are special designs. So slightly different color can be used. Like red itself, it is a little more dark red or a little more light red can be used by other company, but the same color they cannot use. And the way that the company is writing, so particular way of writing style is there, that any company cannot use. Okay, if you consider like if you take a pen, so then there is like a Cello pen is there, Reynolds is there. So different brands are there, and the way that they are writing, So each product they make it, and all are pen only. But when you see like you just by looking at this pen, you can say that this is what brand pen it is. If you are seeing like a car, you can see like a Maruti car is there, Hyundai car is there, or BMW car is there, Audi car is there. Different cars are there. So just looking at the car itself, the front side or back side, most of the people, if you are having some idea about the car, you can easily identify which car it is. So that is the brand value. Okay, so the branding is there. So they make it into a different. Okay, this is also car, that is also car. So they have an emblem there in front. If you take a BMW car, Benz car, every car it is there. On the top, in front, they will be writing their emblem, logo there. So brand logo is there. And the shape of the car, all the things are entirely different from other things. Okay, so it is the identity of this product. Okay, so that making an identity is the work of a branding. So you can see there is a picture given there. If it is like Air India, there is different parts of a brand is given. Like what is branding? So what means a brand? Brand is the name of the product, like Air India. Okay, commonly as Air India. And the brand name is Air India itself. But brand mark is there. See, like the way that the emblem is there. So that is called as the brand mark. And the trademark, if when a brand mark is registered, it will become the trademark of that particular company. Okay, so in like if you take a product, you can say it is written like under the or at the corner of this product, they will be writing one R there, one symbol of R and one circle. Most of the places you will find it. So it shows that the product is registered. Okay, so that product is registered as the trademark of the. Nowadays it is not compulsory to get it use that symbol. In many of the products it is there. Earlier it was compulsory, like they used to write TM and it will be written TM or R. R means it is registered. Okay, so let us see what are the different concepts of this one. So brand, what is a brand? It refers to a special word, symbol, letter or the mixture of all these. When we go to the market and demand the product like a Lux soap, Colin glass cleaner, Samsung TV, Britannia Good Day biscuit, Bajaj Chetak scooter and Liberty shoes. The names attached with each of the product are nothing but the brands. Brand has two components, brand name and brand mark. For example, Asian Paints is the brand name and the symbol of Gattu on its pack is its brand mark. Okay, so brand means the name of the product. Okay, so when you go to the product, when you go to a shop, if you are going to purchase a product like biscuit, if you are going to purchase, you say that give me Parle biscuit. So Parle G is there. Or if you say like Britannia or Good Day biscuit is there, Cadbury Choco Pie, or see like there are so many biscuits brands are there. So you exactly specify that brand name. So that brand name is called as the brand or brand name. Okay, and it includes a name as well as the symbol used there. So there is a brand mark. Normally the way that they are writing, like Cadbury they are writing, so that way of writing is the brand mark. Okay, so they have written that, the name written in a special way. See, for example, if you take this book VK, in that like the way of writing this VK, so that way is the brand mark of that. VK is the publication and VK that writing style, VK special way they are writing. That writing style itself is their brand mark. Okay. Then brand name, it refers to the part of the brand which can be spoken. For example, Asian Paints, Uncle Chips, Lux, Dunlop, etc. So it's like if there is a brand name or a symbol in that when the let's say mark is made, like imagine that if Puma, Is Puma, there is like a leopard symbol is there. So that only that you cannot say that leopard. So it is the name of Puma, the way of that they are writing, but they use the symbol of that tiger-like thing is there. One leopard symbol that they are using. So that is that is a symbol of that brand, but that cannot be called. That is a brand logo, but you cannot pronounce it. So Puma is the name written there. Even if it is not written, by looking at that, you can understand that this belongs to Puma. So that the area or the name which we can pronounce is called as a Puma or that brand name. Understood? Brand means the symbol used there. Okay, but that we cannot pronounce. Some things are there, so like some type of like Nike. You have seen Nike. So there is a tick mark. So just like you cannot say that tick mark product, give me that tick mark product. So we cannot pronounce it. So tick mark is there, and there is also a special way of making the tick mark. Not like we are making tick mark with pen. Okay, so it a special way it is there, or this corner side it is little broad, and when in both the sides it is sharp. It is going sharp like that. Not just like a tick mark that we are making. Okay, special type of writing is there. So that is called. But that is a brand or brand logo. But the Nike name is there, so which we can pronounce. That is called as a brand name. Do you understand? Okay. Then brand mark means that symbol. Okay. So it refers to that part of the brand which cannot be spoken but can be recognized easily. For example, Gattu of Asian Paints, Yog Shama of LIC, Devil of Onida. So devil symbol is there. Like Onida TV, it is not now much visible, I think. Onida, one TV brand is there. Earlier it was there. So they use one devil symbol. Okay, and now it is, I think this product is not much common. Or like there are all the products are there. Like when you purchase a product, as I told you, like Puma tick mark is there, or BMW is there, particular way of writing, or Benz like one like circle is there, and one 3 lines are there. Mercedes Benz, and this one is there. Audi is there, 1 3 4 circles are there. So these are the symbols that they are using. So that is their brand mark. Okay. And this brand mark, when a brand mark is registered under Trademarks Act 1999, then it becomes a trademark. So when a brand mark is there, but it is not necessary that it will be registered. Okay, it is not necessary that whatever brand mark we are making, it is not necessary that it should be registered. Okay, but if you do not register it, what happens is that if any other company can copy it. Okay, if I am making like if I make a Tony company and I make like TJ as my brand logo, okay, and if I make it and after that I say that this is my brand name, and if I started this company and but if I don't register it, somebody else starting that Thomas Joseph, another person is there, and he is also making TJ, and he used my symbol, and he get it registered. Okay, he is getting that name registered into his name, and he is filing case against me, then I will be arrested because I don't have registration, and he will say that it is his name. Actually, it is my brand name, but I did not register it. But he is registering, then it will be going into his name. Do you understand? So that is why when a company is there, so then whenever they make the brand name, they get it registered, so that others will not be able to copy it. Okay. So the way that they are writing, the writing style is there, the font that they are using for writing it, all these things are getting registered. Once if this is registered, then any other company cannot make a copy of it. But like see like a Reebok is there, so then they make it like a Reebok, or RE, only one is there, but some they are writing RWE. So like that some slight copy is there, so they are making slight difference in that and make the product. Okay. Adibas is there, another one. Adidas D is not there, but instead of that D, writing style is same only, but that D, like this D is there, or if that circle is going this side, then it will become Adibas. But it is almost similarly looking, almost the same as the original one. So such a way they make the copy of that. But and the company cannot say anything because it is not their own brand. So such a way they make a copy of it. Now let us study about the qualities of a good brand name. A good brand name should contain the following qualities. Simple and short. A brand name should be simple and short so that there is no complication or oddity related to its name. For example, the brand name like Lux, Bata, Binaka and Dalda have these qualities. So like some products some products have become so much popular that even the name of that product has become that itself. The brand name itself, like Maggie. Okay, so now you know Maggie, no? So Maggie is actually a product name. Nestle Maggie, one product is there. But you people consider like the product is actually noodles. So the noodles it is there, but people consider Maggie as instead of using the name noodles, people start using Maggie. Okay, so such a way it is there. Okay, so that product has got that much impact into the customers that they don't remember the name of the product itself, but they remember only the brand name. So such a way the people started using it. Or like there is like there are some more Yepi is there, so not that much, but that is another brand. No, there are some other. Dalda is there. So Dalda is actually it is a type of oil, and that is not the name of the product. It is the name of the company, but people start using it as the name of the product. Okay, or see like Xerox, Xerox photocopying. There is a thing like a Xerox. Xerox is the name of a company which produces a photocopying machine. Okay, but in our side, like when I was studying in Tamil Nadu and all, at that time, there people are using this name Xerox only. You take a Xerox copy of it, so you Xerox it. Like that, people started using this name as instead of using the word photocopy, they use the word Xerox. Okay, now here many are using photocopy only. So in our side, but when I was especially studying in Tamil Nadu, they are using the word Xerox. They will be writing the name Xerox copy, 1 page, 1 rupee or 50 paise, like that it is written nicely. So we can understand that this one is there. So this name should be very much simple. Okay, simple and easy to pronounce so that people will be able to remember. Yes or no? There is there's a word a car called Chevrolet. Chevrolet, Chevrolet one car is there. You are not much familiar. It is not that much famous car, but the writing style is CHE is something like that. It is written. Okay, very commonly, very long name. People are not able to remember this. Tavera, Chevrolet Tavera. So Tavera is their brand, one product. But it's like if you consider like a Hyundai or Maruti or Tata, so Tata is very common name, very easy, very easy to remember. Like Tata is a word that we are using for traveling, So when you are going somewhere, you show Tata, So this word has become very common that people use like for traveling. Tata is there. So if you want to go somewhere, you have to use Tata cars. So such a way people started using it. So the next one, it should be easy to pronounce, easily pronounceable. A brand name should be easily pronounceable for like Tata, Bata, 50-50, etc. Like one biscuit is there, like 50-50, So the such type of 2020 also is coming now, So another one is there. So it should be easy to pronounce. Okay. Then next one, suggestive. Brand name should be self-explanatory, thereby suggesting the inherent quality of the product. For example, Hajmola indicates the curing of indigestion, and a product like Ujala suggests more whiteness and brightness. So the name itself is showing that what is the quality of the product. So like Ujala means the brightness. So if you use Ujala, your cloth will become bright. That meaning is already given by just using the name itself. Okay. Or this Hajmola is like a medicine used for cleaning your stomach and all if you have some gas problem, all these things. So like that. Okay. And distinctive. Brand name should be distinctive, that it highlights itself in the group of brand names such as Tide, Sindol, Perk, Nirla, etc. So there are some name. It should be distinctive, means that it should be not just copy of other one. It should be separate. It should be different. Okay. So people should be able to identify the name of the product easily. So such a way it should be there. So these are the some of the qualities of a brand name. Okay. So thank you so much.